Good afternoon, dear my YouTube followers. Today I will be talking about Russia and the autonomous areas of Russia. You can see my map. As you can see, there are more than 150 republics, ethnic groups, and then when you look at the pink areas, those are the different ethnic groups and republics in Russia. As you can see, these areas are inside Russia, and these are the different ethnic groups in Russia. For example, when we look at Yakutia or Sakha Republic, this is a huge republic. It's bigger than United States, but the population is only 500,000 or half million. But this region is really, really important because the largest diamond in the world is in this region. When you look at all other republics, for example, Tatarstan is the center of Russia, 4 million population, oil reserves is the largest oil reserves you can see in Russia, in Tatarstan. And another republics, I can say Caucasus regions, you can see a lot of oil, gold, diamond, a lot of resources you can see in these republics. Russia controls these territories. Usually ethnic groups, ethnic populations is majority of the population in these regions, but unfortunately Russia controls all these territories since early 1800s. When you look at this map, you can see federal districts of Russia. As you can see, eastern part of Russian republics here, and Siberian republics. Ural is the uh, mountainous region. This is the border between Europe and Asia. And Volga region, northwestern region, central region, which the capital of Russia is here, and southern region is the Caucasus region. Another map for you to understand, there are 14 republics, as you can see, and 23 regions. Oblast means regions in Russian. This map shows the 15 former Soviet Union republics. As you can see, the red areas are mostly Russian populated areas. As you can see in Kazakhstan, 40% of the population are Russians. When you look at Ukraine, southern part of Ukraine, you can see majority of the population is Russian, and in eastern part of Ukraine is also. And as you know, the war continues in this region, southern part of the region and the eastern part of Ukraine since 2022. Belarus, you can see there are not, when you compare to Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and Latvia, you don't see much Russian population, but majority of the people speak Russian in the eastern part of Europe. All the Central Asian republics, the majority of them, they speak also Russian. Russian is the second language, and economically they depend on Russia. They have agreements. If there is companies, Russian companies, they want to, uh, for example, if there is a oil company, they want to work in Kazakhstan or in other regions, they can easily, the first choice is the Russian companies. They can work with these countries. And when we look at Caucasus region, you can see the conflict continues for the last 200 years, when especially the center of the conflict is between Armenia and Azerbaijan. You know, in 2008, Russia invaded Georgia and took some of the territories. Still, those territories is not part of Georgia. Russia took control of those territories. For many years, Russia was the center of the conflict, especially in Nagorno-Karabakh region, because Russia doesn't want to lose these territories. If there is no conflict, it means Russia is not going to be there. If there is no conflict, it means Russian companies or Russian government or these regions, they don't need Russia. So that's why the Russians' main politic policy in Caucasus region is always they want a conflict. This is the reality. Unfortunately, if there is a war, it's going to be helpful for Russian policy because they will come there, they will discuss, as we've seen the recent, before the Ukrainian war in 2020, there was a war between Azerbaijan and Armenia. When you look at this territory, NKR, this is Nagorno-Karabakh, which is a mountainous region of Karabakh. This was controlled by Armenia since the First Karabakh War, which happened ended in 1994. And after the war, till 2020, almost 30 years, it was controlled by Armenia. And there was another war, Second Karabakh War. It started in 2020. This war lasted 44 days. And I will talk about 44 days in future slides, but I want you to look at this map. As you can see, when for you to understand more the conflict regions, the conflict is not only in Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia. As you can see, Georgia lost Abkhazia and South Ossetia. These are two regions controlled by Russian. And look at the red areas. These are the republics. It's controlled by Russia for many centuries. They are not Russians. They are ethnically different people, but unfortunately, Russia controls these territories. Three major republics, three major countries in Caucasus region is Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Armenia. When you look at the three big countries in these countries, Caucasus regions is surrounded by Russia, Turkey, and Iran. And three breakaway regions, Nagorno-Karabakh, as you can see, it's a territory of Azerbaijan, but there are Armenian population. Abkhazia and South Ossetia, ethnic Abkhazian people here, Ossetian people are there, but it's controlled by Russia. Let's go back to our major topic, which is Nagorno-Karabakh or Dağlık Karabakh. Currently, after the Second Karabakh War or post-2020 war, as you can see, the red areas are the current borders of Nagorno-Karabakh. So after the war, Agdam region, as you can see here, ceded to Azerbaijan. This is called Agdam region. And you can see southern part of this territory during Second Karabakh War. This was controlled by Azerbaijan army. And this territory, as you can see, west part of Karabakh, which is also after the war, ceded to Azerbaijan. The only territory left here, less than 100,000 people left in this region. According to UN, this is a territory of Azerbaijan, but for the last 30 years, it's controlled by Armenia. Of course, there are many reasons, especially this territory is the center of mine resources. Mining is really, really important, especially uranium. More than 90% of the world uranium is here. And of course, Russia is the major, they need their uranium for the nuclear powers, nuclear war. So this map is 2023 as of 11 May 2023. The conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan continues. As you can see, the areas western side of Azerbaijan and as you can see Armenia between Armenia and Azerbaijan, the conflict continues. We can see every day, unfortunately, poor innocent soldiers are dying. The blue area shows the Lachin corridor. Recently, Azerbaijan put a border, official border, to this area. Before 20 May 2023, Armenians they were entering Karabakh without any check. Only Russian soldiers they were checking them sometimes. Unfortunately, Armenians they were bringing some guns, some weapons, and especially mining. They are sending to this territory a lot of mining, and a lot of Azeri innocent people they were dying since 2020 war. This map looks really scary because, as you can see, more than 114 ethnic groups you can see in Caucasus region. Yes, not only in Russia but also in Azerbaijan, Georgia, Armenia. You can see many different ethnic groups. This map is 2020 Second Karabakh after the Second Karabakh War, and you can see the people you can see here 37,000 people who, after the war, they left this territory and they went to Armenia. And they came back. They came back in November 14, you can see 2020. I was talking about the Agdam region, which right now currently is part of, after the war, is part of Azerbaijan. And you can see northern part, this is the green area. This is the zone, north part of Nagorno-Karabakh. And you can see a lot of triangle numbers. These are the Russian soldiers. They have some bases there. They are helping Armenians, and uh, and they don't want any conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia. This territory, including according to Armenian, as you can see, Stepanakert is the capital of this region. In Azerbaijan, it's called Hankendi. And you can see Shusha is really, really close. This is the Azeri territory, and this is Armenian territory. So when you look at this map, you can see green and brown areas, light brown. This is North Karabakh and South Karabakh. But this territory mostly are Armenians. Azeri people, they cannot enter this territory. Nagorno-Karabakh is very important for Russia because 98% of the world's uranium is located in Nagorno-Karabakh, especially the city called Martuni. This uranium is used to make the latest and the most powerful Russian nuclear weapons. Another map after the war, September 27 to November 10, 2020. As you can see, the brown areas is Armenian population, even though this territory is inside Azerbaijan territory. Unfortunately, Armenian population, they are not leaving this region. It seems to me They can live peacefully together, but there is a trust issue. Plus, Azeri people, Armenian people, both generations, for the last 30, 40 years, they lost many, many people, many innocent people. Second Karabakh War, Armenian side lost more than 7,000 people, and Azeri side also lost more than 5,000 people. When we look at the First Karabakh War, more than 25,000 people died in this region because of the war. I would like to show you another map for you to understand. As you can see here, this is in 1980. The red areas showing the Armenian population. As you can see, Hocalı, this is the region where Armenians killed 700 people, including babies, females, women, because most of the males they were in the war, and the population mostly were women and children. Unfortunately, they were all killed by Armenians. As you can see, some green areas are Azeri population, as this is the capital, mostly Armenian population. You can see Shusha is mostly Azeri population, and Lachin, those territories are, you can see, are Azeri population. So you can southern part of Karabakh, a lot of Armenian and Azeri population you can see. Askeran is Armenian population. Faruk village is Armenian population, and you can see Hocavan territories is uh, mostly Azeri population. So, I mentioned about the Second Karabakh War, it started on September 7, 2020. Azeri army used Turkish and Israeli weapons, especially drones, and Armenians used Russian and Soviet drones or weapons. The war mostly stayed in this region, but unfortunately, Armenia several times attacked other Azeri cities, and poor innocent people died. Here, soldiers, when they were fighting, Armenia attacked the second largest city in Azerbaijan, is called Genge, and several people died, including children. And the war ended November 10 with the ceasefire. Russia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, they met in Moscow and they signed the paper. And in Agdam region, there is a Russian-Turkish station to control peace, and then all Artsakh or Nagorno-Karabakh region, you can see a lot of Russian soldiers controlling the peace in the region. More than 45,000 ethnic Armenians they fled. They are living in Armenia currently. Mostly they are in the capital of Armenia, which is Yerevan. And approximately 90, 100,000 people they are still in this region, Nagorno-Karabakh. But of course, we all want they stay there, but we want that they follow the Azeri rules. Azerbaijan mentions if they are accepting Azerbaijan passport, they can peacefully live there. But Armenians, they don't accept this. This map will show you, as you can see. Let me tell you the Armenian major cities in Nagorno-Karabakh. Stepanakert is the capital. Around 50 to 60,000 people live, but nobody knows exact number because the population were not counted since 2016. Other cities like Martuni, Charter, Hojali, Askeran, Martekent. These are the major cities. And Shusha, as you can see here, is the Azeri city. It was controlled by Azerbaijan after the war. Even though the war ended, there were conflict continued. As you can see, brown areas, those are the conflict areas between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Even in May 2023, there were some border conflicts in this region. As you can see, again, the conflicts between these countries, as you can see, red areas, green areas, here, all center of conflict. If you have any questions, please, you can ask me and I can try to answer in my next video. I would like to thank all of you watching my channel, and next time I will go further and explain the details of the war, why two nations are they hate each other, what's the source of the hatred, and we will go more further. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.